we're going to be making something so simple. It's the meatloaf. So for the meatloaf, the meat that we're going to be using is ground turkey. You can use chicken, beef, if that's what you prefer, but we're using ground turkey. So for this recipe, I doubled it. So it calls for 1.5 pounds of turkey or any kind of ground meat, but I'm gonna double the recipe because we're making two. Like I said, you only need 1.5 pounds if you're just making one meatloaf. So for two meatloaves, you're gonna need 1.5 pounds of ground turkey, 2 eggs, one diced onion, 2 cups milk, and 2 cups breadcrumbs. You're just going to go ahead and combine all of this together, and you can add salt and pepper as you would like. We would just mix all of this together. Just make sure that everything's blended really well. And if it's for one meatloaf, you would need 1.5 pounds of ground turkey or any kind of meat, 1 egg, 1 onion, 1 cup milk, 1 cup breadcrumbs, and of course, salt and pepper to taste. And you would just get all of this blended really well. This just looks like a lot of milk right now, but when you cook it, the meatloaf is so good. It's not dried out like sometimes you would get when you make it. So this amount of milk would help it bake really well and it'll stay moist. I use 2% milk, but you can use any kind of milk. Now, I don't know if the amount of milk you would need if you use a plant-based milk or any other type of milk would be the same, but since this is a non-veg dish, I would assume only people who eat meat would be making this. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this mixed really well. And then you want to go ahead and divide it into two and put it into loaf pans. And I did go ahead and grease my loaf pans, but you don't need to. But I did because the turkey doesn't have a lot of fat. And I just wanted to make sure that it did not stick to the sides or the bottom. It came out real easy when I took it out of the pan after I baked it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get about equal amounts into both pans. And then we're going to make a topping for this. That's what takes this over the top and makes it a little special. So I made this when my son and daughter-in-law were visiting us for Thanksgiving. So they flew in on a Wednesday, and I made this for dinner, and everyone loved it. So this is definitely one of those keepers. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the bowl aside and get going with the glaze for the top of the ground turkey. So for the glaze, so this is for the 1 pan of the meatloaf or the 1.5 pounds ground turkey. So for one loaf, you would need 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of mustard, and 1/3 cup ketchup. You want to mix all of this together and then just spread it on top of the loaf. That's all it is. And one thing, when you're mixing the brown sugar, make sure there are no lumps in it. So I thought I had mixed everything really well. And as I was pouring it over the meatloaf, as you'll see in a few seconds, I felt a couple of lumps in there. I was able to melt one, but the other one was stubborn, so I ended up just getting it out and throwing it away. Just gonna go ahead and pour that over that one. That's where I felt that little lump and just moved it to the top. Then there was that one, that was the stubborn one, so I just got rid of that one. So just be careful when you're mixing it, just make sure there are no lumps.